No Cap family. What's going on? It's been me and Vance for a little bit. TJ been busy, Nick is still over there, hobnobbing in Europe, you feel what I'm saying? But
playing football.
yes, if it's on that part again, Vance, because it's not the American version. But for real, let me take these glasses off so glare. Shout out the homie Nick. Every time I think we watch him, he be killing. I think he played for the version of the Chiefs over there, honestly. So they've been
Yeah.
lost yet. But for real, man, professional football player, non-rookie professional football player. Big things happening for our brother. So y'all don't see him, don't wonder where he's doing big things. But TJ, Xavier, it's time to decide the NBA champion. Before we do
Mm.
that, or we get into that, how are we feeling about each team's previous series? I think not even worth the discussion with OKC in terms of, I think Edwards is still a rising star, but the whole sum of OKC was just too much for him and his squad this time. We gotta acknowledge this. We gotta acknowledge this Knicks Pacers series. Just the crazy games that we saw. We were doing updates, throughout, but as a whole, TJ, I'll go to you first. What was your thoughts about just the wild and reckless nature of the Eastern Conference Finals?
I thought it was interesting that after the series you heard a lot of like this all ended in game one. I didn't think about it like that because obviously it didn't, but when you really sit there and think about it, the Pacers probably took the air out. Well, they literally took the air out of the building that night, but they probably took the wind out of the sail after that. That crazy comeback. I'm watching it, I'm watching TV. I see that they up 15, 14, however, a minute and something left. And then next thing I know it's tied, and then they go into overtime. I'm like, damn, you at home. This is your time to shine. The Knicks have been a what if team for most of however long they've been, in that bubble. That was time for them
Yeah.
to knock them out. You come in game one at home, you take two, you keep home court, you good. But they decided to do it the hard way. They blew that lead, and Mister, that was that was crazy. So I didn't think about it like that because basketball, you have to win 4 games, and sometimes you got to play all 7. But thinking about like the emotional side of basketball, it really did take the deflate them a little bit to blow a game like that. Because that's as good as they were going to get it, as we saw in
Yeah.
this series. You up on the team that loves coming back. You dominate game one win, keep home court. That's as good as you was going to get it, and they quite literally blew it. So
Yeah. No, they were better than them. It was too
yeah,
easy.
yeah,
Literally, points off of turnovers. All they did was steal the ball from Jalen Brunson. Poor little
right,
JB, bro. I mean,
right.
he did the best he could. Cat tried, but I think the differential, they scored 73 points off turnovers. It was the second most ever in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's an insane number. The defense they were playing, they ran him out the gym. Game six, we watched, they literally ran him out the gym. Even on a scored bucket, they're throwing the ball down the court. And the way the Pacers were running the Knicks off the court, considering they only play 6 deep, they forced teams to play 10 players in a game. That's insane. And
Yeah.
so just the way the pace of the game that the no pun intended, but the pace of the game that the Pacers play yet is an
Mm.
insane pace.
No, I definitely feel that. You said poor little JB. I think that yeah, game six, I think that it kind of just came to a head, honestly, because I mean, he got off in clutch moments for sure, but
Yeah,
the totality of the series for him, efficiency wise, and just the inability to play him and Cat together because of how bad they are on defense together. Um,
yeah,
game six, you saw bubble to the top. He headbutted Nimhard. They didn't call it for some reason, but like that last game, because Nimhard had been up
yeah,
offensively most of the game, most of the season, the series. He was
yeah,
like, man, if I do nothing else, I'm gonna be on Jalen Brunson's hip pocket this whole game.
Yeah, that ball pressure,
yeah.
it was 94 feet. That ball pressure was
94
crazy.
feet. Like they were looking like
Mm-hmm.
the JV team giving the varsity team like run. Like it was, yeah, that level of intensity. And everybody wanted to hit on Becky Hammonds, but you can bully and impose your will defensively on a guy that's 5'10 like Jalen Brunson versus a guy that's 6'6 like Shea. You know, I just think it is what it is. Just again, Nimhard, 6'3", 6'4", Neesmith, he's a wing. But like Nimhard was a point guard at Gonzaga. He's not this
Right.
freaky physical freak. He's just, I'm gonna play hard. I'm gonna play real
Yeah.
hard and I'm a lot bigger than
Nah,
you.
he a
He
hooper.
can he
That's
can
what
run the
that.
offense too though. Like when Halliburton went down during the season, his ass
Yeah,
when he wasn't getting ejected for boxing whoever that was, he can run the
yeah.
offense. So
He
so
a
like if
nice
they
little
need
hooper, bro, for
yeah.
sure.
No, that's I mean, no, that's
A little,
that's
that little movie
another
dude.
harken to his college days. Again, Nimhard, because we didn't release he's such a different guy than he was in Gonzaga. And he was good at Gonzaga, but we see him play a lot more off the ball in the league. He shot the ball a lot better, and he's, just he was not a good defender at Gonzaga. So it's crazy to see his evolution like that. And he didn't like you said, the only thing that's still true about the game, honestly, like TJ said, he can run, he can run the offense, in lieu of Halliburton or with Halliburton, because he was a guy that I think had like 9, 10 assists his last year at Gonzaga.
Yeah.
He is he's a true table setter. I've been pounding the table for this, y'all. I've been pounding the table. I've said it to y'all a couple times. I think it's closer. I need to restate it with this matchup taking place. Those two guys, Nimhard and Neesmith, how many of these OKC wings would you not take them over besides Jalen Williams? Because we read about, I have raved about, all the CB1s, all the wings
Right.
that the Thunder have, but this is we're getting on, credential shown territory with both of these guys. This is probably going to be both of theirs 20 or something playoff game, and neither one of them are 25, 26. And we've seen the work, man, in terms of Neesmith, what he did in game one to get them back in this game, and again, the defensive pressure from Nimhard. And he had big moments last playoff. Like outside of Jalen Williams, I think that there's a sizable gap between Nimhard, Neesmith, and the rest of the OKC guys.
Yeah. Now I think this is going to be the closest final series just between two teams that we've seen in a really long time. But I will say I'll take Lou Dort and Caruso. They about tick for tack about the way they play. And so when you ask like who's better than Neesmith and Nimhard, it's really close. Like breaking those, those role players, they're both really good. But I think the depth for OKC, I think I would take the depth of OKC compared to Nimhard and
It's kind of hard because I think that you can say OKC's wings are better on the defense side of the ball, but I think I see the Pacers wings are better on the offense side of the ball because we just saw Neesmith, what was that, 30 in game one? Lou Dort is just about never going to do that. I'm not saying that he can't, but like they're not going to just let him like sit there and tee off like the little ugly ass rainbow shots that he jacks up. Like they're only going to let him get off like 6 or 7 of those, and he's only going to make probably one or two.
To be fair, we don't really see it though. It's going to be like it's different for both teams.
Right, and so that's why I say like I don't want to be like that's not his game, so I can't sit there and say, oh well, Lou Dort doesn't make a bunch of threes, so I'm going to penalize him. But just like if we're looking at it, this series, I think we're going to put up a bunch of points, and if that's the premium here, I would probably take Nimhard and Neesmith just because they can fill it up a little bit better. Now, what I will say is those teams play differently. Like Caruso and Lou Dort, no, they're not there to shoot the ball, and they're not just going to keep hot potato passing and running around. It's find Shea, let Shea do his thing. But the Pacers are very like, okay, who's going to do it today? Like they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you talked about how Halliburton won't look at the rim sometimes. Sometimes it's like, okay, Miles Turner, where you at? Siakam, Ben Shepherd, TJ, like they're weird like that. Like they will let anybody. And maybe it's helped them, but like this might be the team you might not want to do that against just because they don't care who you line up. They don't care who you let shoot. They're gonna go after you. They're gonna put it on you, ball pressure. You talk about fouling people. Caruso be mugging them, and they don't even call it. So you think he cares about?
They're the Knicks on steroids, bro. Literally.
Yeah, that's.
They're the Knicks on steroids. They're a bigger, faster, stronger team going against the Pacers. But that's really how I feel about it.
And they stay healthy, which has been the Knicks' Achilles heel, pun intended, I guess.
They used sorcery in the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 6, Thomas Bryant. Y'all saw the meme.
Man,
God.
All in the corner, bro. In the corner.
This man good, too. Like, he been doing that his whole career.
Bro, I was watching that with fans. He almost fell off the couch seeing that shit. He's like, Thomas Bryant got it like that? I was like, no, sir. He does not.
Dude got straight uniform. No tape, no headband, no socks, no nothing.
No accessories. He was not supposed to be in there.
Came straight off the bench with his uniform.
Bro, they had to sacrifice Jarris Walker for Thomas Bryant threes. That's nasty work, bro.
Nah, that's crazy. That was legitimately wild because like
that shit hurt. Watching that, I was like, oh, what the
fuck? Definitely secondhand hurt because it was like Thomas Bryant has Thomas Bryant's a 5-star in Indiana. Like he's called. I mean, this is his. Like he can't.
He got a ring.
Exactly. But shooting, again, that is not the thing that he's
From the corner?
man.
Praying it.
Shoot it from the corner. That's how you know you got him.
Not
Like,
touching the rim.
Facts. I didn't know
only the
that,
real
so I'm
shooters.
good. My shit is
Yeah.
clean. I'm good.
Straight nylon. No rim run, no nothing. Just
Buddy almost fell off the couch for real.
It's like Steven Adams turning into a 3-point sniper, bro.
yeah,
Like, okay.
I would have been like, Tills, get me out of here, man. This is,
Nah,
don't put my name on this.
that's when the game sliders flipped for the Pacers for sure. That was wild.
Yeah, but you want to know what the game sliders were for the Western Conference series? Was literally the opposite of, they couldn't really, in my opinion, the Wolves, they were just too predictable on offense.
I think they were predictable because, they're running up against an all-time defense, first time.
Yeah.
But also, just personnel. They don't have a guy that can go get it for himself outside of Ant. So that's, we're talking about the Final Four. So
How do
obviously,
you feel about Ant? How his performance? What would you rate the performance? Right? What do you like? Just the experience that you saw from that series.
8.5. I can't give him a 9 because of some of the no shows in the first quarters, like taking quarters off or being uber passive. Now that wasn't cool. That definitely wasn't cool. But everybody's like, oh, when he plays somebody his age and an actual superstar instead of an old head superstar, whatever. Like, okay, first of all, Luka Doncic was definitely on the team with LeBron James, so don't do that.
Was he?
Also, like, this is the playoffs, man. Like, it's come as you are. Everybody's banged up, so I'm not gonna Halliburton him and say like, oh, the road that he went through, through the West or whatever. Like, he went through mostly fully healthy West last year, and this year, Steph Curry got hurt. Guess what they got? Jimmy Butler.
Well, they won that game when Steph Curry got hurt in. So
no, exactly. So
yeah.
because people will say that like, oh, you give a lot of hate to Halliburton versus not a lot of hate to Ant. Well, it looks different. One dude is cool. Send the video. He's from Atlanta, and they like to dunk on people. Aesthetics matter, but also again, the West is infinitely tougher than the East, and I definitely think the route and some of the obstacles, some of the path being clear for the Pacers in terms of injuries is much more than what Ant has gotten. So it is different. So no, I just think that you don't watching Club 520, Jeff T, he's a big proponent of Rob Dillingham. I don't think that Rob Dillingham could be the second best scorer on a championship team.
You gotta let that go.
I won't say that because I'm like, he could be like a Lou Williams. He could be like something like them off the bench, but they need a Siakam level too.
Yeah, he ain't coming through the door, or he wasn't during this play.
They had Cat and Julius, bro. They not.
Julius, was insert the Chris Tucker meme here. And then, he was, but that's fate.
But he turned right back to that Stephen A. Cleveland Cavaliers series. You like, what the hell is he doing? Unplayable. That was
Chris Finch. Chris Finch is a guy that isn't afraid to call out, Ant, which I think is helpful. Taylor Jenkins would never be like that. But also,
come on, let the man rest. He did. Let that man rest.
But I just don't think that. Like I said, credit to him because you saw that this wasn't working with Julius Randle. We saw the counterfeit being turned in real time, and he just sat him. He sat him. So it's like, I think Chris Finch is a quality head coach. Again, skipping the line last year going to the finals, but also, he's not. It doesn't seem like he's at the will of his players' whims and emotions, which a lot of these coaches in these star situations are. I think that Ant. I think that's good for him. Like I say, I'm not kicking the man while he's down, but we've seen what happens to other superstars that don't have a coach holding them accountable. So I think it's the growth for him. So you turn with, like I said, how I feel about Ant this series. For the most part, 80% of the time, 8 out of 10, he did what he was supposed to do. Again, there were some troubling moments of lack of passiveness, but I'm not gonna crucify a guy.
Oh my goodness, he ain't lying.
I'm not gonna crucify a guy, a 24-year-old, 23-year-old getting his second conference finals because he couldn't get past probably the best group of the perimeter defenders we may have ever seen. I just, I don't that like.
And he was out there. I could make the argument some of the nights he was out there by himself. Like Julius Randle kind of
tucked back into his shell. Then like, who you waiting for? Jaden McDaniels and the 20 minutes that they give Nas Reed and Dante DiVincenzo, like, what the hell else was he supposed to do? So like, I've been as critical of him as possible. But if I can say it, I'd also probably give him an 8. Again, like I see that you had the first quarter disappearances, and he had that game where the end of that last game and the beginning of the other one he was shooting terribly. So be it. I would say playoffs wise, he's probably done more than most of these like superstars that we've seen with less. He just went through the West last year. If he doesn't run into OKC, he probably does it again. But that was the conference final. So, like I said, as critical as I've been, like you talk about diamond tester show credentials, that shit been flashing green as of late. So, these other guys that they talk about building around as superstars, in terms of playoffs when it matters most and fourth quarters, Ant has been somewhat able to deliver. So I give him that. And plus he's young.
Yeah.
Maybe do we argue they surround him with something? Does he have too many bodies that want the ball, not enough? Whatever the issue may be, they can fix that later. But I'd give him an 8. I agree. I think he played very well. He's still young. Didn't have a lot of help this year. They traded away his only help. Interesting trade, but.
So what do you think was an overwhelming factor on OKC's part against Minnesota?
This is like some 2000 Ravens level of defense these folks are playing. Like, I don't see any situation to where you're gonna have like nobody from the pace. If somehow the Pacers win the finals, nobody's gonna thrive. Siakam will be getting off. It'll be what they've been doing for this year, putting it kind of together. But
right.
Nobody from the Pacers is going to average 30 in this series. No, OKC does not allow guys to get off in this way. Like, again, we said it all year, but again, the amount of ball pressure, just the switching and the physicality and different levels of physicality that they can throw at you, especially on a perimeter guy, because we saw Jokic eat him up. But perimeter guy, a perimeter ball creator, you almost stand no chance against them.
And like, what did they have to worry about when it comes to Minnesota? Like I said, like if it wasn't Ant, like, like what? No, I'm saying like what? Like yeah, what Josh said is true about ball pressure. So like, let's say Minnesota had a 1-2-3 punch. Yeah, they would the same would apply here. But really, they just had a 1, and then whoever it feels like coming along that night punch. And like that's not sustainable, especially not against a team that we view as all time. I guess like that's if it ain't Ant taking 20 shots. Who's going to do it? Yeah. And OKC is not going to be the team that is going to sit around and help you answer that question or like make you wonder, damn, okay, so who else do we have to worry about? Oh, we're not worried about none of that shit. We're going to put it on anybody that wants to touch the ball. And they blitz Ant and, they throwing bodies. You got guys on defense who don't even care about touching the ball. The egos are not a problem. They don't care about money. They don't care about drip. Caruso put that headband on backwards and they mean business. Slide them feet.
Anthony Edwards, superstar, send a video. Drewski, star. Tyrese Halliburton. A lot of talk about, again, he's in the finals. He was in the conference finals last year. And he will just lay out the case for you fellas right here. Not cool whatsoever. Very lame factor. Negative aura, as the kids say.
Does not like black women.
That's tough. That is tough. Said that? Brother, you can tell.
I'm about to say he don't got it. You saw how he was looking at that bunny when she was interviewing him.
Yeah,
like, that's crazy.
You can definitely tell. So TJ said it, not me. But comment. Definitely in agreement. I'll say he's the best player on the team, but not the best, not the highest scoring or most dynamic player on the team, which usually attracts fandom things in this way. He's a really good point guard. He's an all-time point guard. Vance is saying he's better than Christopher Paul. I personally cannot go for that.
Yeah, I shall not either.
But I definitely think he is. I don't think that realm is out of question. Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, he looks to be on track with these level of guys if he could sustain what he's doing currently. So the game is there, but since I've laid out the case, is Tyrese Halliburton a superstar?
I'm curious to hear your answer, TJ.
So I would do it like this. So you take the superstar thing, but the super part is like the little scratch off penny part, like so only if you can get it off. Like it's not, you can't see the superstar part. You just gotta talk about the little gift card. Yeah. The super part is you gotta with the penny you scratch it off when you need it. I'm gonna say star just because like superstar, we're talking like S tier, top 5, like superstars are your guys that if you're voting for first team All NBA, like those are locks, and you're not gonna move them out the way. So if he's a
Yeah.
superstar, we're talking like 6 or 7 best player. He might not even be the third best guard in the league. Maybe he is, but like
Ooh.
yes, no, Luca, Shea.
Yeah, like
I might take Ant over Halliburton. I don't know that.
I
He's
would.
coming from me. So yeah. So okay, like what if I said like maybe Cade, maybe Trey, maybe healthy Kyrie? Like we're looking at Halliburton without the
Oh
benefit of the
man,
offense.
Thompson, like
This is
Like we're looking at him
crazy.
without the other guys either being healthy or not making it to the
Nigga
playoffs.
said
So
a
like,
man Thompson, bro. Okay.
no,
but hey.
No, stop it. No, I'm not going
Hey,
to.
he said it, not me. I'm just like,
Nah.
do you
okay,
disagree though, TJ?
damn. You put me in a tough spot just because
Hating.
there's not many players that I want on my team other than Amin Thompson, just because we've never ever seen that level of prowess on really talking about athleticism on the defensive side of the ball with an offensive ceiling. Now, yes, he cannot shoot, but that can be fixed. He's unstoppable at the point of attack. That cannot be addressed on the defensive side. If you can't keep up with him, if you can't get in his way, I know I'm getting a little off track here, but like, damn, Josh, that's so cheeky of you because like I want because no,
It's
I'm
not
not
even intentional. But I'm just okay, like
No,
right.
Y'all are getting off. Yeah,
So you'll
Intentional.
like you'll for sure in any circumstance take Halliburton over Amin Thompson.
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Yes.
Oh, we like this is
Yes.
the clip, Nick. So you say yes, Van. You say no.
It's a light skin bias, and y'all two light skinned niggas hating on
Oh.
Halliburton,
Thompson's
bro.
not light skinned, nigga. What are you?
All right, so let me ask you this: This is
He's
a
trying to play
question
for
TJ.
Jamaica. He's definitely
TJ.
not light skinned.
I'm listening.
Jason Tatum, before he got injured, did you think he was top 5 in the NBA?
Yeah, I think he was the fifth. I think he was the 5th best player in the NBA. Yeah,
And y'all thought he was victimized by being on a really, really, really good team, bro.
Oh,
so
I never said that. I don't penalize you for
I
that.
think that's
Like,
true. But also,
isn't that the-
I think we have enough evidence to like. Yes, he's on a really good team. Shay's on a really good team, but Shay shoulders more load than JT does. JT does the disappearing act. So it's not like, yes, he's on a good team, but we also have evidence that it's like, hey, your supporting cast maybe were more responsible for your accolades, at least team related accolades, a large percentage than maybe again.
I mean, this is like the best floor general
he's never missed the
seen
playoffs.
since a true point guard floor general. This is literally the best guy we've seen probably since prime Chris Paul. Like for what I'm watching, he's a proven winner. If you win in games, bro, you can't go against that, in my opinion. He went to the NBA Cup. Yes or no?
I asked Vance this, and I asked you, TJ, because you're missing somebody. You skipped the same person when I was down there. Would you take Tyrese Halliburton or would you take Rajon Rondo?
I would take Halliburton.
I'm
It's close, but I'm gonna take
Rondo.
Halliburton.
I'm gonna take. Dude,
Listen,
we forgetting.
they both nice.
It's been a while, man. When Rondo busts out that fake behind the back shit, like you talking about a floor general.
That shit dropped like a mixtape when he busted out. I think
he gave Braun his last ring too, bro.
It's crazy, bro. When you talk about a floor general, I'm talking about a dude who doesn't even think the rim exists. Like I'm talking about like when you go to play, when I touch the ball, the rim disappears. Now what do I do? Like that's what I think of when I think of a floor general. Like I know that they're more prone to scoring now, but when you grab that ball, the rim is moving or it's gone. Like Rondo is.
He was getting buckets in the playoffs. Playoff Rondo is a thing, is it not?
If you look up point guard,
is playoff Tyrese Halliburton a thing? I mean,
big game.
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't
big
sound
game,
right.
Reese.
Playoff Halliburton doesn't sound right. It doesn't have a ring to it. It doesn't sound right. I
mean, hey, in every big moment he's been there. In the first NBA Cup, he was in the finals. He's been to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. He made the finals this year. Tyrese Halliburton, the Olympian. I mean, he's been there. He might not have did a damn thing in the Olympics, but he's been there.
Here's the thing. I think, like TJ said, like straight up player wise, we had to evaluate. Yeah, superstar. I probably would reserve for top 5, 6, 7. And I don't think Tyrese Halliburton is the top 7. But we do like if there are guys, not to be biased, like a Ja Morant or even like a trying to think another guy could be on the cusp, like an Amin Thompson, guys that we think or we know for sure aren't a top 5, 6, 7 guy in the league, but we think that they can crack that, when they're healthy and on their shit, but also they bring that excitement factor outside of just on the court. If you get a guy that's maybe between 8 and 10 or even between 11 and 15, but like you'll sell tickets, sell jerseys, I think that we could put him in. We can at least work towards superstar status. And I think Tyrese Halliburton, I don't see him as a top 8 player in the league. And again, he's not a guy that you're selling tickets because. So if you combine those two things, I don't think you can call him a superstar, even how good he is. I just don't think you can call him.
There is also a guy whose name is in that cusp. I put it in invisible ink because he can't seem to stay in. It's Embiid. Like that guy was a top 2-3 player when he was healthy. So like there are guys in that area who may vacate a spot or they might come back to get their spot. So Tatum is obviously going to vacate. We may never see him get back there. We may see him get right back there. Whatever. Embiid. Hell, if Ja can stay healthy. If Cade decides he has another, like there are other guys who probably will fill that spot. And I think we're giving him the benefit of the playoff success and we're adding it on to that of what he usually does. Because what he usually does, you talk about, he pulled this spear neck too. There are games where he went in there with a fat ass goose egg. Oh, hey, I got 12 assists though, but 0 points, 2 points, 7 points. He did a lot of that shit this season healthy. So like we can't forget just because he did a cool celebration and he's beaten, what you said, Josh T, with the Gatorade symbol, that, we can't elevate him just yet. I don't think.
That's Vance, actually, while, we'll get off Halliburton in a second. But I do think it's working. Like, hey, you're riding for superstar. So I'm going to give you, it's all current guards. And I'm going to ask you just pick these guys or Tyrese Halliburton, and we'll see how far you get down the list. Luka, are you going to take Luka or Tyrese Halliburton?
Luka.
Okay. Are you going to take SGA or Tyrese Halliburton?
I'm going to say SGA.
Okay. Would you take Steph or Tyrese Halliburton?
Steph.
Okay. That's already 3. Jalen Brunson.
3 superstars. So we're at superstars.
Okay. So. Would you take Jalen Brunson or Tyrese Halliburton? And we just saw this kind of play out, but
I would take Halliburton.
Okay.
He's beat him 2 years in a row.
Definitely has. Ja Morant or Tyrese Halliburton? I know this will be tough for you.
I would take Ja.
Okay, so that's 4. Cade Cunningham or Tyrese Halliburton?
Cade Young. We see Halliburton do it, so I'm going to say Halliburton. But Cade could, a year from now, the answer could possibly change.
Trae Young or Tyrese Halliburton?
I'm gonna go with Halliburton.
Okay. Out of these guys, because you wasn't swinging Halliburton on any of them. You wasn't playing your flag hard on any of them. But we got at least 4 guards in the league that you say are better than Tyrese Halliburton,
and they all were superstars, in my opinion.
But I think that. You can't have that. You can't have that many guys in front of you. Can still be if that's the cutoff right there. 3 guys are better at your position, which probably should be because technically, if 3 guys are better at your position, you should be all NBA. But it's whatever. If we can name 3 guys at your position that are better than you, I don't think you can be a superstar. That's just me. And here's the thing, and we'll get off. I'm just not. I'm not in the bashing Burden business. I think that.
Yeah.
Type of basketball he plays is actually very refreshing. He looks like I call.
They said Lonzo. Lonzo's funky. That's what they did.
Who?
Halliburton.
You said Lonzo.
If Lonzo was healthy, they would say if Lonzo was healthy.
Yeah. I mean, no, you're right. They haven't said. I see a lot of, and he's not the credit that he was. I see a lot of Steve Nash and Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah.
I think that's. So I'm not against comparing him to greats, great point generals of the past, but I just don't you know, not right
I
now.
mean, the only great one that really
I think
won
it's a
it,
chip. If he gets a chip, then I think it's a nap, honestly.
Yeah.
But still, right now, I just like I said, you got multiple guys in front of you in your position, at least three. You're not a guy that sells a bunch of tickets. You're not dunking on anybody. You're not going viral on social. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't think he's a superstar in that way. One guy that we know is a superstar, as much as I do not like it, and Vance kind of joins me in this. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, unquestionable superstar for the OKC Thunder. He got these niggas trying to wear Converse. I don't know if he's not a superstar. I don't know what is.
It was a nice commercial. I must say.
That was lit. That was a lit commercial. That was a lit commercial with Ann and all that. That was lit. OKC, I don't know. I don't know if we've seen a team in our lifetime that's been this set up for success. Maybe I'm hyperbolic right now. But a guy this young, this much talent around him, these many picks, a GM that looks to be this smart, we all between 25 and 30. I don't think that we've seen a team set up for as much long-term success as OKC. If OKC only wins one championship out of this whole thing, this run, they got Shea, they got all these picks, whatever, is that enough? Is that not enough? Like, what is the future? What do we think of the future of OKC?
No, if you ever get one championship, no matter what pro franchise it is, bro, it's worth it. You have to rebuild for another one, just like they built for this one, bro, from scratch. They literally lost all their superstars, bro, and it worked out for them in the end. So if you got to sell everything to get one championship, and that's the goal every year, bro, it's worth it. So that's my opinion.
TJ, what say you?
So you said something interesting. You said all the things that they have going for them. I kind of mentioned this before we started talking. Now I think they'll win a championship, but what if they don't win this one? Because how poetic would it be though that they have everything set up for them against a team that we think that has no chance of beating them, and then like wouldn't this be a hell of a time? Like they'll be straight in the future, even if they don't win this one. But like, wouldn't that be a hell of a time to implode on some real crazy timing if they just go in this series and lay an egg? Because that's what we've seen the Pacers do to other teams, albeit injured, albeit like they've been doing this. They did it to New York. They did it to Cleveland. They did it to who they do it to last year? Who they beat last year?
You talking about the Pacers?
Oh, they beat Milwaukee and they beat
the Knicks. They beat the Knicks. Yeah.
Wow. So they just So I wrote this down before. They have more experience than the Thunder. Is that fair? We'd say that.
Yes, barely.
More relevant experience. They went further because they just went to the conference championship last year. Now they're back and now they're in the finals. They have a player that is a champion, just as deep. Beat 3 teams with higher seeds. They're the same exact record in the playoffs. So we talk about a team that has no shot, but I think this would be a crazy. I'm not going to pick right now, but I think this would be a crazy spoiler. Like, like you said, this team has everything going for them. They got this future set up, and that shit just kind of like falls on its head because that's how basketball is. Like, ankles pop, shots don't fall, and then we're like, damn, OKC just. This is as good as they've had. We've seen it in other sports. We just saw the Lions do that shit twice in a row, 2-1 seeds, and they got it. Just like it happened. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers give them more than they can handle. You never know. I don't know. That just like basketball is never this linear. Like, hey guys, rebuild, beat everybody in the regular season. Now let's win a championship. Because we the Warriors did it, best team of all time. What they do in the finals? We're one of the best teams we've ever seen with a crazy 1-2-3 punch. I don't know. I think they just need to live in the moment. And this is, to answer the question about future, this is as good as they're going to get it this year and maybe next year. After that, if they go 0-2 and we're sitting here drawing a blank, and y'all be talking about J-Dub, and I think Vance talked about Chet might be better somewhere else. He's not going to see his full potential.
Yeah.
Y'all might got to start,
Taking apron. That shit's coming like a fool.
Can't pay everybody.
Okay. Okay, I like that. I like the discussion we had around that. Vance more hardline and TJ kind of more. You better watch out. I feel
Yeah, you never know.
that for sure. Um,
I mean, TJ, it
Consider the
sounded
disappointment
like
they don't win a championship with all they got going for them, TJ. To say that,
Right.
would that be considered a
Yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%. Like you have a number one seed, just beat the brakes off everybody. They have the benefit of health. I'm assuming everybody on the team is healthy. You have depth. You have the best player in the league. Kind of not really. Technically, yes, no, maybe. I would say Jokic, but if you win the MVP, I don't know. I won't die on the hill, but what else do they need? Like historic defense, potent offense, competent coach, relatively speaking. Do they have home court advantage? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, like, how could it not be a disappointment? And how are they going to have it any easier? Because these teams are going to make trades. Minnesota will probably figure it out again. If Golden State can stay healthy, they'll come back and figure it out. Houston, who am I missing?
Memphis, hey, John said
Oh,
he
yeah, yeah,
figured
yeah,
them
yeah,
out,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Memphis is up.
And
Come
it
on
looked
now.
like he did.
It ain't going to be.
San
Yeah,
Antonio
so,
and Houston for sure.
right. So, everybody thought it was funny when Josh said that shit, but, like,
Cooper Flag coming.
right. So, oh yeah. You got Dallas, you got the Lakers. Like, it ain't gonna get no easier. So really, if they don't win the championship this year, they're not gonna win one. This is no cast for us. I'm gonna stand on it. If they don't win the championship this year, they ain't winning one.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Okay, I think I can get us into series predictions after that banger. So yeah, we do a lot of yapping, but it's something we gotta like TJ just did stand on the create a position and stand on it. As the host, I'll get to go last. That's part of my pick. Vance, who will be the 2025 NBA champion, and how many games will it take them to achieve that?
TJ kind of hinted at it, but it's going to be a lot closer than what people think. And just the pace that the Pacers play at, OKC plays at that same pace. It's literally two teams clashing. They play the same style, bro. It's just OKC has that one guy, SGA, who in the regular season, he was just doing all the bucket getting, everything. They were looking to get him the ball to win him that MVP. And so in the playoffs, I thought it wasn't going to work out. I thought it was just going to collapse like it did last year in the playoffs. But this year, the teammates have stepped up for OKC, and they really look unstoppable. But the way the Pacers play, it matches that style. I think it's going to be some games the Pacers might get blown out, some games they win. And so for OKC, I can't see anything that they're doing that's bad. And so the Pacers, you can see sometimes they stall out on offense. And OKC, they're going to be steady every single time, no matter what. Yeah. Damn, I don't want to listen. I don't know. I'm gonna have to pick them, man. I'm gonna have to say OKC, but it's gonna be OKC in 7.
Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna do it. I didn't want to do it. I'm gonna do it. I just think a team that I have a hard time overlooking a team that they haven't been there, but like I said, they have a lot of playoff experience. They have a player that is a champion. They don't fear anyone, and that's what OKC seems to feed off of like, we're gonna run you out the building. We're gonna put ball pressure on you. We're gonna run you out of your own building and out of our building. This is a team that doesn't fear that. They've taken out lesser competition. They've taken out teams that are better than them, higher seeding. I get that Cleveland was beat up, but they still had some of their key pieces. They beat the brakes off Cleveland. Was the shoe in? Was supposed to meet OKC in the finals, and they won a singular playoff game in that series. So I don't want to say OKC is fair weather because they won a 7-game series. Like, we know that they can earn it, but we don't know this to be a proven commodity just because they've gone on this really good run. That doesn't equate to any championship. They haven't won anything, same as Indiana. It's something about the Pacers, man. I can see that yellow. I can see that parade, and just that they were talking about that Indy 500, man. That's a cult out there, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I see Gamebridge rocking. I think they're gonna steal one from OKC. I think they might steal game one. If they steal game one, they're gonna win the series. They will steal game one, and they will win this series in 7 games. I said it. You were egging me on. I said it.
So you said they gonna win 2 games in OKC? Cause
Like,
you win game 1 and game 7, they both gonna be in OKC.
yeah. I think so.
Again,
I think so.
they play
I
into
don't
very
hate it.
similar in Gamebridge.
Yeah. Because look, they just won. They just had one of the most miraculous comebacks that we've ever seen. They did it. They've done it every series. Like, they can play basketball to where they don't need to do that. Like, we are marveled at the fact that they can have these comebacks. But if they play a complete game, I'm not exactly reinventing the wheel. News, like, they won't have to do that you won't have to win the game in the last minute. You won't have to come back from 15. They are the AAA diet light version of the Pacers. Ball pressure, put up a bunch of points, run around, play defense, CB1 wings, crazy cultish fan base, young team with depth, right? These are, it's like looking in the mirror. You just, one's a little bit more edgy than the other. Like I said, I think they'll steal game one. If they steal game one, when they steal game one, it'll go 7. You took the word right out of my mouth, Vance. It'll go 7. I'm going to take the Pacers to 7.
Ooh. I think this is the most even series NBA Finals we've seen in a maybe Lakers, Celtics when Kobe and Paul at a Celtics Big Three was going at it with Rondo, Big Four.
Right.
I think this is the most even it's going to be. You said 7, I say 7. Josh Crawford, you're gonna give us the split, bro. Who wins? But split decision.
I got OKC winning. I know y'all wanted to save y'all for the back. OKC's gonna win. I will take OKC in 6. I hear everything that y'all say. I respect y'all's opinion as ball knowers, but I think the gap between how good SGA is and whoever we want to say the best player is for the Pacers, because the player that got all the commercials didn't win conference finals MVP. I think that gap is so wide, that's going to be their downfall. We know, for better or for worse, when OKC's in trouble, they're gonna, hey guys, let's run some balls. Let's run some window dressing, but we're gonna let SGA come up on the wing, isolate in the mid range, and we're gonna go from there. And you just don't have that level of certainty in terms of what they're gonna run and the success of what they're gonna run with the Pacers. And we've been saying it all series, and I'm definitely open to being wrong, because again, we didn't think that they could, like, your turn, my turn, his turn, their turn. We didn't think they could do that up until this point, but they have. But again, having a guy that dominant as a 1A and the level of defense that they play, like, because I don't know. I mean, we've hinted at it. Like, Mikal Bridges is not a good defender at this point. I don't know why they didn't have OG Anunoby guarding Tyrese Halliburton. That seemed like that would have been the clear. But again, I guess you needed to guard Siakam. But that's you. I would rather strap down my best defender on the engine of the horse or the car. There's not going to be no running from a tough defensive assignment for Halliburton or Siakam. Honestly, whether again Lou Dort, Caruso, Case and Wallace, I bet can give Tyrese Halliburton fits. I can just see it now. Like SGA he's the guy that's a 6'6" point guard as well. Like, Halliburton's not gonna have the freedom of movement that he had in the Knicks series. Nobody has the same freedom of movement they have playing against OKC. So yeah, I think there's a significant gap in the best player on each team. I think there's a significant gap in the level of defense. Defense wins championships that can be played by one team versus the other. I'll give OKC their respect. I mean, I'll give Indiana their respect. I'll give them one game, OKC, one game at Gamebridge. Probably 2 and 4, I'll say. 2 and 4.
That's really the only edge I see OKC having is their offense and half court. They play so similar. They both teams love to run. I just think OKC is going to operate a little bit better than Indiana.
And that's Indiana's thing. There's probably no other team in the league that has the personnel to be able to run up and down the floor with them all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, also just being like they doing all that running and gunning, but we also have somebody that can go get us a bucket when it turns into a rock fight. And Halliburton's not doing that. And Siakam, he can do it when he's on, but again, just the level of consistency that you're getting in half court crunch time buckets. Yeah. I'll go okay.
It's gonna be a good series, though, man. I think
It
it's gonna
will.
be
There will
one of
be
the
no
more
baddies by
fun
the
ones to
court.
watch.
There'll be
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something that's not right. Like that. Like this might not even be any intelligent basketball analysis. I just call it no capping. But we just never seen a team. We talk about things that we never seen. I've never seen a team that's not a super team just bulldoze their way to a championship. Like it, it just defies everything that like I don't know. Like in the era of the super team and the cop team and putting together manufactured big threes, like it will be an anomaly. Like, and I just don't. I just, in my mind's eye, I just can't see them picking up a. I can just see that ugly ass, vibrant yellow just holding a. And maybe Halliburton will be able to avenge his Drewski, his, thinking he's gonna win the championship. He's back there like your boy, and then they say Siakam. Good thing he was at the back and not at the front. That saved his ass that he was in the back.
That
Because if
was
he
the
did that,
nastiest work. The nastiest. Like that was.
what do they say? Art imitates life. That shit was spot on. He back there yucking it up. But something just would not sit right in the basketball cosmos if the Thunder, the presumptive favorite of the West, bulldoze everybody in the West and sweep to the finals. Like they're just gonna upset the Infinity Stone multiverse. Just I don't like it. Something ain't right. Something ain't smelling right. I don't know.
SGA MVP, Finals MVP, same year. They gonna have to
Like this is a dude who like it's crazy. Like some of us, we just will not respect him no matter what he does. There's no way he shuts us up like this. No way. I can't see it happening. Him just like he will leapfrog so many people and it just won't be right. If he wins MVP, conference finals MVP in a resounding series win, dude. You talk about conversations. Oh my God. I'm deleting Twitter, man. That is gonna be so I won't even speak it into existence. I think we will not have to worry about that. Thanks to what the hell and we won't have to worry about it. So thank you, Pacers, in advance. Clip me, you repost me, whatever. Please save us. Save us. Save us.
I mean, the Pacers, you can almost have the same conversation. Like
Right.
we had a conversation. Is Halliburton a superstar? It's been in our faces this whole time. He's the
Right.
guy that's going on.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, you see him on mainstream. You seen him in WWE. Listen, about to fight Brunson.
Yep.
So literally, he's literally been the face of the NBA. You don't see any other NBA players, anybody doing stuff like that, man. Hey, his face is everywhere, just as much as SGA.
No.
This is gonna be up.
You don't got no Halliburton's in store. Them shits will go like
Right.
$29.99.
He got a song though. He in a song though. What the hell? What the hell? SGA ain't got no. You can't say SGA ain't no bar. That shit ain't going. That shit ain't
Drake
going.
will find a way. Drake will.
No, don't invoke that. You gonna have to listen. It's gonna be on Iceman. He can call it bitch SGA. He probably had them Converse on too. Fellow Canadian brothers.
Yeah,
Timber.
something like that.
I
He elbowed his cousin in the
saying
throat.
SGA got a weird case, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of the ethos of why I can't support SGA exists in terms of why I can not support Drake publicly. I listen, bro. From Time was top 5 in my playlist on my Apple Music Rewind from 2017 to 2021.
Wow. Okay.
But like publicly, like it be feeling weird in Houston for me now. Like they be riding for Drake like it's Toronto. Like
Right.
they give,
But you ain't going. Huh?
they give less love to Sauce Walker than Drake. But not to get off the trails. But yeah, I mean, I've already discussed it at this point. Repost the meme here of everybody sleep on the plane on the Lakers flight. Like I'm nothing. Shout out Ben. I'm nothing on the Pacers OKC finals. I think the lame niggas are up 1,000 with this one. But if I had to choose,
We cooked either way.
no, for sure. But if I had to choose,
Oh yeah.
I think SJ. I hear what you say, TJ. Yeah, he doesn't look like the type of guy that should be having those accolades next to his name, but he got it right now. I think he got it in a way that, as much as I don't, all the criticisms I have of SGA surround basketball. again, I would have voted for him to win MVP last year. I think he deserved it this year, despite what Jokic did. He's a top 2 basketball player in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it's just the aesthetics and everything else that surrounds him. You know, J-Dub got a weird case. Why is he around? I just can't personally rock.
Brother.
But nah, I just again, Vance said it. I imagine you probably feel the same way. SGA versus Tyrese Halliburton, it's a wash. I mean, it's not even a wash. It's there's a clear gap.
Yeah.
Clear gap between where I'm at to Jackson. Like very clear gap.
Yeah.
I think
when you play them type of games, that's
exactly. So I mean, outside of that, I just think that I think the one for OKC is a lot better than the one for Indiana. And we've talked about it, for almost an hour now. I think that the 2 through 7, 2 through 8 for OKC is probably better too.
but it's still like Van said, tick for tack. Like that 2 for after that 1 with Shea, big ass gap. But J-Dub known to practice a little bit of Chinese here and there. His ass known to shoot them young boy free Rio tour dates. He shoot one every day. Like
now that's a big story. Young boy and free Rio the young.
I'm saying, but we just was about to send J-Dub to China. So I hear what you're saying about the gap, but like
yeah.
I might take Siakam over J-Dub. Is that crazy? Is that crazy to say?
I would. It ain't even a mic. I would.
Yeah, fellas. We're going to give Nick a break editing these things. But I think we addressed it all. I think everybody got out their picks. Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we did the damn thing. I mean, any hot takes, before we get any last parting shots?
What is SGA's championship caption going to be on IG?
You know what? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT right now. Because the answers that I had were NSFW. Oh wow, SJ is ChatGPT just gave me some bars. I'm not gonna lie. The script was mine. I just let y'all read it.
Oh,
hey,
brother.
he would say that though. He would say that though. A king in his season, y'all just visiting. I don't think he'll play with Braun like that.
I'm reporting all that shit when I see it.
Oh, hey. ChatGPT is literally saying very coded SGA possibilities. Wrote it in cursive so they couldn't copy. I can see that. I can see him definitely saying that. That being said, this is No Cap Sports. Maybe I'll
shout out baseball.
Shout out baseball. College baseball going crazy right now. Think of it.
WNBA season, bro. Y'all seen the bet slips on Angel Reese, bro? No comment on that. There's no further comment on that.
Yeah, that ain't racist.
You said it's Juneteenth, bro. Like it's too close to Juneteenth to be hating black women out loud like that. That's a lot. That's crazy though. To place because sports betting, I mean, it's a wild concept, whatever. But
actually,
like the fact that like somebody's like, my life is gonna change in a significant way for better or for worse because I have that much confidence Angel Reese smoking this leg. That's honestly
it is a crazy concept.
What's every hood nigga's favorite home screen growing up, the little dice where it says risk and then the CH on the with the those two flip.
Yeah.
And get rich without a risk, bro. That is Angel Reese missing. I mean, I guess at the time was the first one. Missing a layup in general, that shit probably like plus $1 billion. But missing the first one, you can't get rich without a risk. Oh man. But it doesn't look like it's too risky betting on her to miss any layup anytime. Shout out to Bayou Barbie though. We don't hate black women on this show. But Andre Drummond doesn't stop beefing with Steph Curry. That's kind of a wild dynamic that her and old girl CC got set up. Y'all see TJ leaving. It's time to go. No Cap Sports. We appreciate y'all fellas and gals. We'll try to hit y'all with a live stream or two during the finals. But honestly, No Cap Sports NBA Finals preview. We out of here.